Hi Lucy. So this is the second time I am recording this video because I recorded the first video and posted it onto YouTube and then realized that I posted it onto my personal channel. So now that video is on my personal channel. I'm not sure whether I'm going to take it off or not. I think I probably will. Oh, yeah, I think I will. Anyway, so I know I've been really slack on my book vlogging, mainly because I've been playing sport and babysitting this whole time. Anyway, I'm I need to get in the comfy position. I am currently, well, I read a book called Crank by Ellen Hopkins, and this is another book by her because I've already returned Crank to the library. But Crank was about it was about the same size as this, so I'm using it as comparison. And Ellen Hopkins writes like that. She writes in verse, which when I first found out, when I got the book and started reading it, I was a bit, I was a bit unsure because I never really read a book like. Well, read one book like that, but it was a little bit different. So I wasn't really sure. But I think about 40 pages in, I realized that it was an amazing find. It was an amazing read, and it was. I couldn't put it down. I just read it in a day. Well, it didn't take me very long. Um, but yeah, pretty much the storyline is this girl called Christina mm, goes to see her dad for 2 weeks. It's a little bit cliche. I've read so many books where the girl has gone to go see someone, whether it's be a dad or a grandma. She's gone for like a month, and she finds like a love life, and all this stuff happens. But it's one of those books. So she goes and lives with her dad for 2 weeks. She hasn't seen him for a while, and he's a drug addict. And while she's there, she meets this other guy who he's not really important to the story. I can't even remember his name, but he's her first real love interest. Um, and yeah, while she's there, it's the first time he talks her into trying out drugs, which she does. Can't remember what they were. Doesn't matter. But anyway, it's the first time she tries it, and when she gets back, she keeps on taking drugs. They make her feel more confident about herself, and she feels more confident about herself as well because she has been with this guy. She didn't have sex with him, but she was with him. She had experience with him. So when she came back, she felt a lot more confident around guys. She ends up having a couple of relationships, and the story basically follows her and her relationships and her escalating drug problem. Um, she just withdraws from her family a lot. She was really like um just academic and high achieving, family girl, did everything right. And she just changed dramatically, and it was a real experience reading. You got to see how much of an effect the drugs had on her life and her relationships and everything. At the end of the book, something happens where she finds out something which I thought was gonna change her for the better. But then I read the sequel. Then I read the sequel, which is called Crank. It doesn't really change. So anyway, I won't. I put spoilers in my last video, so I'm not gonna spoil this one. A couple of other things I was gonna say. Oh yeah. Um, her name's Christina, but when the first time that the first boy asked what her name was, she said it was Brie. And then from then on, it was like Brie versus Christina. It was like she had two personalities inside of her, and the Brie side was the drug addict, the sexual intercourse, everything. It was all of that, and the more drugs that she took and the more sexual experiences she had, the less Christina came out. Christina was virtually gone. Um, so yeah, it was a really interesting read. I really recommend it. I know it was a little bit hard to read at times, just with the way that it was formatted, but I really liked how Ellen Hopkins wrote it. It really stood out. It just you I don't know, the way she wrote each different page differently, went well with the emotions and the characters and the language and conversations. So I really enjoyed it. I really recommend it. Anyway, I hope you had a really good first day at school. And I hope to talk to you soon about it. See ya.